Every night's movie night, according to John Dorie. Welcome back to Fog Entertainment. Season 4.
Finding Nemo or Jaws? What's Mr. Dorie going to be watching?
What's he watching? Well, I don't know, because he's found Laura. Finding Laura. Welcome back to Fog Entertainment. You know what? I'm going to go into 11. I'm going to fire this out. I think this is the best episode of the season.
I'm going to agree. I like John.
Somebody ruined it with the last 5 minutes. But
Yeah,
we'll
well,
get to
the
that
less
later
said about that, the better. I like John, and I do think that it was nice seeing the Laura character and how they met. And yeah, even though it was a flashback, it was pretty much a full episode flashback. I think this was the best episode. It didn't have any of that annoying new group that are acting tough on the tricycle. It didn't have that annoying woman that shoves a camera in your face. It was just like, I mean, it was like two, like, on their own, two, like, I don't want to say losers, like, but, it was just like two
normal people
coming together, living normally, not
No, what I would say is, right, I have
surviving.
I have not felt emotionally invested in any Fear the Walking Dead character. I would go as far, I feel invested in John Dorie. I can't believe I'm saying it.
I like Travis.
Yeah, but when he died, I didn't really...
Well, when he died, I thought that's the sure end.
No, I like John Dorie. I'm like, seeing this guy dies, it'll be a sad... See when Nick get killed, I didn't care. See when Strand gets stabbed and he's Madison, I don't care. See when Morgan's walking around with a stick, I want to put a gun. See John Dorie's bloody... What do you call that?
Revolver?
I want to put both of them, both barrels in the mouth and pull the trigger, because I hate Morgan, man. But let's wrap this up, shall we?
Wrap up? It's just began.
I know, but John Dorie, let's wrap up like a nice wee fish supper.
Alright, let's go. Get it wrapped, get your fish in there, get your chips in there, put some salt and finger on that, let's go. So, we start with John Dorie. He's living in this little hut, this little... I don't know how you would describe it, like a...
Fishing shack.
Fishing shack.
Hut.
He's on his own. He saves Laura's life. He takes Laura in. I guess he's a good guy, He lets her have the bed and he shows her the living arrangements, but Laura at the beginning is acting pretty detached and she makes it apparent that she just doesn't want to be there, and as soon as she is feeling better, as soon as she's ready to go, she'll be moving on.
She'll be moving on, that's right. I mean, he patches her up. What I would say is, right, what makes me dislike this episode as well, though, I just think this Laura/Naomi character comes across as a bit of a dickhead. I can get initially, right, you might not want to trust this strange man, but see after a day or two, or a week, or however long passes by the end of this episode, like, I know she does get closer to the guy, right, but it's like, why are you treating this guy like shit? He's patched you up in this world where people would have killed you, or done even more worse things than that to you. So I think respect needs to be put on John Dorie's name here. He's been treated like you've stepped on a bit of shite and he's under your shoe, Laura. Put a bit of respect on Big John Dorie's name.
Yes, put respect on Big John.
I mean, it wasn't repetitive this episode, yes. They cleared the bridge like 5 times, right? They went fishing. He's like, watch out for the snakes. There's a snake and you're a sad little space ranger. Let me just quote Toy Story all night long here, John. He's watching the movies, though. I mean, probably the most underrated scene for this is, like, John Dorie falls asleep. He says he can't get much sleep these days. I don't get much sleep. Dun 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 dun. Insomnia. But yeah, he's sleeping. He wakes up. Laura's pure staring him out. You're thinking, right, what's going to go on here? I lost my child. And John Dorie, like a fish out of water, just goes back to bed. Do you blame him? I mean, it's not exactly the greatest conversation.
Oh, no, she went to bed.
But then he goes back to sleep.
What's he going to do?
Like, confront her, like, oh, what happened?
There's nothing to do with him, is it? Like, I mean, if she doesn't want to talk about it, she ain't going to talk about it.
Well, she literally started the conversation by talking.
I know, but maybe
you don't start with something like that and go to bed.
I disagree. I think that's to break the ice. Maybe just get it out there. Let John know what's struggling you, why you're troubled. What's wrong.
I see if John was like, you woke me up for that. I think John would be well within his means.
Well, I lost my child.
I can't believe John fell asleep during movie night, but he did, so...
Yeah, I don't know what he was watching. I actually don't... I see this Fear the Walking Dead Season 4 intros. It's the same intro, but for whatever's like a wee detail in that episode, that's the new intro. It's like when he died, did the blue flowers. Again, like, what's going on there? But yeah, John Dorie, he goes to sleep. He wakes up. I mean, they play Scrabble together, they're fishing together, they're just doing a lot of things.
Surviving together.
John Dorie explains what happened when he was a cop and how he pulled the trigger and he shot a guy in the leg and he bled out and he turned. That was like the first guy that turned. So again, that's why he doesn't really want to use the guns. I didn't really like the scene where the walkers attacked him and he didn't want to use the guns, but then when she gets surrounded by about 20 of them, and then he just decides to, unload. And then when the last walker is about to bite her, that's when he hesitates. Like, come on, John, you've just dropped about 50 of them. Why are you hesitating with the final one?
Yeah, I didn't understand that. There was also a scene earlier where they were trying to block up this passage that the walkers are getting through to attack them, and he refuses to shoot this walker, despite this walker like climbing through the card window, and it's got like a big massive like machete put through it, and the machete is almost about to take John out. The machete is right there, and he just refuses to shoot it. He won't shoot it. And we find out he's a police officer, so there's perhaps something going on there. Later on, with Laura, after he saves her life, he reveals that, yes, he was a cop and that he once shot somebody, and they turned due to him shooting them in the leg, and I think he caught like a major artery or whatnot, and they ended up bleeding out and dying. So yeah, John Dorie, for that reason, doesn't want to use guns, doesn't want to kill people. And maybe he's got something in common with Morgan, who knows?
Is there an echo in here? But anyway, the big man, he then tells Laura, I love you. I didn't want to tell you because you believe him, but I love you. I don't know how much time's passed here, right? But I'm going to assume it's a reasonable amount of time. Her wound has completely healed.
Yeah, she wants to leave, and John Dorie, he's like, I guess, upset about it. Rightfully so. And it turns out that, yeah, that's the reason why. He tries to distance himself from Laura because it's painful, it's hard, and she's going to leave, so.
Just like Morgan's stick. Painful and hard, damn it. But yeah, they kiss, they sleep together. John Dorie's loving life. He's got the Tony Soprano Billy Bass voice. You gotta get water. It's not reminding him of Big Sal, though. It's an alarm clock in this instant. He wakes up. Laura. Where are you, Laura?
Yeah, he goes outside, and you know what? The boots are missing. She's left her trainers behind. She's took the big boots that he recommended at the start of the episode, and she's left a note saying, I love you. I'm sorry, using the Scrabble pieces. And then at that moment, John Dorie, I guess, has to go out and try and find Laura.
Yep. Then we flash forward to him looking into this like box where he's got the same Scrabble pieces. You just recognise the shitty filter. The camera pans to the right. Morgan. And at this point, I'm done. Like, why did this need to be made about him? I get it. The flashback is painted in a light where he's telling the story of what happened to someone. But why does it need to feel like... What? It almost feels like the entire episode got undermined by Morgan.
See when he woke up and he noticed the boots, that she was gone and stuff, and then he looked at the Scrabble pieces and it said, I love you, sorry. All they had to do was just go out on a shot of John Dorie's face. Just do a close-up and then end the episode that way. But no, we cut to present time where we see, obviously, John Dorie is continuing to look for Laura and Morgan's going to help him. And Morgan's giving his words of wisdom as if he knew them when, he didn't. So
no, honestly, we can talk about the showrunners ruining this or Morgan, but they are forcing the guy down our throat.
Yeah,
big time. Like I've never seen before, and it's like you look at the Daryl Dixon show, right? I do feel like they forced Daryl into a French scenario, but at least that's a show around him, and it's season 1. We're literally talking about season 4 here, and they've just forced a character in for no reason. It's ridiculous. I mean, did Fear benefit from Morgan being in it? No, it's took away from it. There are people out there that probably think that it went 8 seasons because of Morgan. I can guarantee it didn't. I mean, if they're wasting money paying Lenny James, man. The guy sucks.
And he's probably the highest paid actor on Fear, I would imagine.
Yeah, he is. And I mean, this is the good half of the season. I can't wait to the second half of the season, which is apparently even more Morgan. Brilliant. Anyway, guys, I'm going to give this episode a 5 out of 10. Morgan ruined the last 5 minutes, but yeah, 5 out of 10 is what it's getting for me.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to give it. I can't say it was better than that, but it was okay. I enjoyed it. It was fine. It was all right.
Like, it was I mean, it was uneventful and a bit boring in parts, but you know what?
I like the dialogue. I like
how you get people. That's how you get a backstory delivered.
Yeah, I like the relationship, and we learned more about the two characters. So it was good. I mean, it was all right. 5 out of 10. Best episode so far.
Aye, get your sticks out, folks.